So just to finish up, um, after the metape, this is a second version of a second story where Heracles runs afoul of centaurs um, over a wine collection of wine. So you can see this as a centaur. He's got this horse body and a man's upper torso. Heracles is bearded as the short chiton, and chiton's a kind of something you wear, and his club. So he's distinctively Heracles. And Athena sort of tagging along to make sure he doesn't do something stupid. The cause of this is he uh, is entertained by Pholus the centaur. Looking at tree branch here. Here's Heracles with the lion skin over his shoulder on his club, and a quiver full of arrows, I assume, and Mercury or Hermes sitting down, resting, with his caduceus here, the wand of a messenger, um, and the traveler's hat on top of his head. And he's being welcomed by Pholus here. The cause of the trouble is here. A couple versions of this. Heracles wants more wine. He's drunk all the wine out of this extremely large wine cup. Um, Pholus is here, and he takes it from a store that uh, that doesn't belong to Pholus only, but to all the centaurs, and this causes a battle. The same thing. You can see him dipping this extremely large um, wine cup into the stored wine. Okay. He's got over his shoulder the centaur animals that he's killed while hunting, a rabbit and something else. Someone said a fox, but I'm not sure. The same elements are here, though. He's got his club, on which he's attached his lion skin and his short chiton, and yeah, it's easy to see that it's Heracles. This is just a centaur fighting. This is how they fight. They throw large rocks at each other. There is um, a sense in which Heracles is like the primordial hero. He fights with primitive instruments, generally speaking, and the people he fights also fight with primitive instruments, rocks and things like that. Heracles was very, very popular even in the East. The Greeks had colonies as far away as Afghanistan during the Hellenistic period. And this is the victorious Heracles Kallinikos, who's carved into the side of a mountain in a place called Behistun or Bezitun, which is here. You can see Tehran is here, Baghdad is there, and here, of all places, there's this rock carving of Heracles. Um, Here's a Heracles with the lion skin. You can see the paws tied around his neck. The head has been destroyed, but he's choking a lion here. So it's apparently an Indian version of the Nemean lion story. It's a little off-putting that he's both got a lion skin on and he's choking the lion that he's going to get the lion skin from. But this sort of artistic telescoping of showing you both the process and the result at the same time is not uncommon in art. And this is from Uttar Pradesh, a place called Mathura, so the same sort of general area where Delhi is the capital. This might seem odd, but Heracles is associated in several pieces with not the person we know as the Buddha, Gautama Siddhartha, but the first bodhisattva, or you'd say a Buddha, named Vajrapani. Okay? So usually he comes up, sometimes he comes up sort of in support of Vajrapani. And it's thought that a lot of these early sculptures of Buddha are modeled on Apollo, but that's another episode. And these were found in Kandahar, where there was a large amount of Greek influence that stayed around, and what is still in museums there. So Pakistan is here, Kabul is there. This is another one, a plaque of Heracles sort of confronting the Nemean lion. One supposes. You can see he's got a club. He's got this stylized Roman hair. Yeah. These are just some idealized pictures of Heracles or sculptures of Heracles holding a lion skin here. He's beardless, holding a club, and the stylized like Roman hairdo, and as I say, beardless. So the young Heracles. He was also used as a model for the emperor. So this is the Emperor Commodus. There's a lion skin. You can see that characteristic paws crossed over his chest. He's very interested in wrestling, this guy, and athleticism, the club. But the face is the face of the Emperor Commodus, the son of Marcus Aurelius. Okay. And this is probably the most famous sculpture of Heracles, the Farnese Heracles. It's a copy of something that was done for the baths of Caracalla, but it was originally a Greek bronze statue that was survived antiquity, but was destroyed in the Middle Ages. So there he is standing there. He's got his club. He's on a lion skin. Sort of hard to tell. I think so. That's the mouth. Yeah, and this is the place. It's called the Farnese Heracles because this family, the Farnese family in Rome, collected quite a number of antiquities, and they went there first, and they're now all in museums, but the Palazzo is still here in Rome, the Farnese Palazzo. Okay, so that's all.